Okay, I have no idea what the fuck happened. Okay, I have no clue why all of a sudden the stream just ended when it wasn't supposed to. I literally have no clue. Um, so, we literally have to start over, which I am not happy about in the least. I need to fix the freaking chat again to the new one because this shit was like, I'm out. So I need to get the new chat opened again. Oops. That is not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. That is not what I want. I need you to, can you please? Can you please? Please, thank you. I appreciate it. I need to get you. Why is it not working? Oh, there it is. Finally. There we go. Okay. I'm still having issues. I really don't know what the fuck is happening. I really don't know why my stream is like all of a sudden dying left and right. It wasn't like this before, so I really don't know what's going on now. Okay, let me try this. Lower this down. Okay. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, let's try that. I don't know if it'll work, but you never know, right? Never know. Please, for the love of God, work with me, please. Just work with me. I really would appreciate if you would just work with me. Just work with me. Just real quick. 'Cause I really don't know why you're getting like this. I don't understand. I really do not understand. Go away. So that's okay. So that shit says I'm live again. When it's not one thing, it's another, you know? Come on. Come on. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. I really don't understand what it's doing. I generally don't understand what it's doing. Can anybody tell me if it's looking okay? Does it look good? Does it look bad? Like, what are we looking at here? I want to know before I continue, obviously. before I continue forward, I want to make sure you guys are doing good. That everything looks... God damn it. God damn it. Fuck. I accidentally closed something. That I shouldn't have. That I shouldn't have. Well, let me go in again. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Put you there. What's weird is that in OBS, it doesn't look as bad as I would think it's supposed to look for it to be having these many issues. So I really don't know what's happening. The stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended rate. We recommend that. I mean, I can try that if you really want me to. Let's try. Where is it? Let's just bump it up a little bit. Like that. Let's do that real quick. See if that does anything, you know. Okay. So how's it looking now? Like, what are we working with? Does it look okay? Does it look good? I was saying I should probably raise it a bit. So let's try. It says let me try making that like the way it's saying it's supposed to be. Let's see if that actually does anything for us, or if it kills the fucking stream again. Let's see. If I do this, put that there. Okay. So how is it now? Like, does it look okay? Does it look better? Like, what are we looking at here? Are we looking better now? Like, what are we doing? What are we looking at? I want to make sure that you guys think it's better and that it's okay before I kick this off again. It's good now? Okay. Fuck. It's one of the reasons why I like making videos instead of streaming. Okay. Let's try this again. So, Pokemon Emerald. That's what we were before the whole fiasco that was going on. I hope the stream stops lagging for a bit and actually fucking works for once in his fucking life. But we'll go from there. Okay, so Emerald, this is where we're at. Like, it has such a beautiful spot in my heart, honestly. Like, I love Gen 3. It's literally it. It's a fantastic game. Okay. There's things I like in Ruby more than I like in an Emerald, and there's a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things I love in Emerald that I wish were in Ruby. So, they're technically speaking interchangeable, but if I were to like really objectively think about it, Emerald is probably the way to go, in my opinion. Now, after Emerald came out, that's when we started going into the DS generation, into the future of Wi-Fi and all this other shit with Diamond and Pearl for the Nintendo DS. Okay, and this is where a lot of people who skipped Gen 3 were suddenly thrust back into the fandom because they were too old for Pokemon during the Gen 3 saga, but no, this is now the edgy, like, cooler version. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck. I don't like Diamond and Pearl. Okay, I don't like. Objectively speaking, I played all of them. Okay, I played this one and Platinum. Okay, I played all of them, but Diamond and Pearl. Okay, they're really really boring ass games. Okay, they're poorly executed. They're really like there's a huge ass gap between like the second gym leader and the third one, which is completely ridiculous. And then there's a huge ass gap between the third and the fourth. And then like you get like Gym 5, right? Where you battle Fantina, and then you have like this huge ass weird gap between Fantina and fucking what's his face? The audio's bad again? What is it sounding like? Like, is it sound like is it stuttering? Is it like what am I working with? Is it laggy? Is it delayed? Like let me know. Let me know in the chat. What might be going on there? I'll give it like a minute before I continue my tangent on Gen 4. Because I really don't know. Is anybody else having the issue? Like, is everybody hearing me fine? Like, is anybody else hearing the same issues? Like, I want to know what's like, where the problem is. Like, how is it bad? You know? Like, do I need to move closer to the mic? Am I too far away? Because I can do that. Right? I can just move closer to my mic. That's not a problem. Or I can move it closer to me to speak. Oh. My second monitor was like, oh, whoopsie. Okay, so let me move that closer. Because I really don't know what the issue is. The audio comes and goes. So you need me to be closer to the mic. I'm gonna make the assumption that that's what the issue is. So I'll just put the mic closer to me over here, and then hopefully that works. Okay, so I can actually just lift it up and put it close to my face if we really need to. But I hope it works. I hope it behaves. What was I saying? Oh right, the fucking. Between the sixth gym and then the seventh, oh my god, going all the way to Snow Point is such a hog of a trip. And then like you gotta go back down for Sunny Shore to battle Volkner. Oh god, these games are just a slog to go through. Okay, that's the biggest issue with Diamond and Pearl. Okay, and then you bring it up to Platinum, which is like okay, right? I like. Out of these three games, Platinum is definitely the best of the three, obviously. But all three of these games, realistically speaking, are not as great as people hype them up to be. Okay, and I know this is kind of like a hot take because I know a lot of people like Gen 4, but I personally do not find them great. I do not think they're good games. Okay, the problem with Platinum, because Platinum fixes a lot of problems with Diamond and Pearl. Okay. But some of the core issues of the game are still present. Okay, the story in Gen 4 is terrible. Okay, the villains they don't even make sense as a concept. Cyrus, okay, he doesn't even match his freaking grunts. Okay, the storyline that the grunts are going with into what Cyrus is doing, it doesn't work. Okay, Cyrus himself is like I personally think it's a step down from what was going on with Archie and Maxie. Okay, personally speaking, I think the storyline between Archie and Maxie is way more compelling than whatever the fuck Cyrus was trying to do. Okay, this guy is psychopath. Hands down psychopath. Which is why I think a lot of people like Cyrus, but I don't see the appeal. Personally, I don't see the appeal of him. And Platinum's just had too many issues. That like the fact that it has Diamond and Pearl as a base didn't help it at all. But I do think it's definitely better than the Diamond Pearl and the original Gen 1 games. Personally speaking, that's even with all its flaws, I do think it's a better game. It does a lot of things for the franchise that really improved it. Now, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are gonna go on the great tier. Okay, where's Soul Silver? Over here. These are hands down the best remakes in the history of the series, of the franchise. They are great. I love the Poke Walker mechanic that we had going on. It was a fun game of time. I think I still have them somewhere. Okay, they don't work anymore. Granted, I'm pretty sure I would have to change the battery. I mean, I don't even know if those batteries didn't kill the internal components of the thing. But I did like the concept of Poke Walker. I used to take them everywhere. Like I literally just hung them into my bag or my pants, into my belt or whatever. I always was carrying them. Since I had both games, I technically had both. I had 2 Poke Walkers. I would take it everywhere. Just put a Pokemon in there, walk around, do some stuff with it. It was fun. Hey, it was an improvement. Actually, I should probably put them there. Okay, because they go above silver. Because I said I was going to rank them in order, so they're going to be in order. They're fantastic games. Going through Johto again was fantastic. It was a great thing. The improved graphics really helped it a lot, and we had follower Pokemons, which is like the best. This is the best followers that we've ever had in the franchise, which is kind of sad that this was like the last real time we were able to do it properly. Well, Let's Go kind of had a feature, but we don't count Let's Go, so that's like over there. But I love a lot of the new additions they had. They added contests because they are using the Gen 4 engine. A lot of the features from Gen 4, well, not contest. The Battle Frontier was in there. I don't think they had contests. Then maybe I don't recall. Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't recall if they had contests. Because I'm like trying to think back. I still have the game, so I technically just boot it up and go from there. But I'm not gonna walk to the living room to get my copy of Soul Silver and check. But there might have been something there. But there's just a lot of life improvements and stuff that really helped flesh these games out a little bit. And I think they are great. Okay, I personally think they're the best remakes we've ever had in the history of the franchise, and I don't think there's going to be anything that can top it. And then right after the greatness that was the Gen 2 remakes, we go into what I personally consider to be the best generation in the franchise. So I never played Black because when I bought Black and White, I gave my copy of Black to a friend. So I'll put you up there. Okay, Black and White. Okay, I love Gen 5. Okay, these aren't the best ones in the franchise, by the way. They're not. And I might as well just put the other ones in there. Black 2 goes up there. And where is White 2? Where's my White 2? There's White 2. This one goes over there too. Black and White 2. Like, Gen 5 as a whole is a fantastic game. Okay, they're all fantastic games. I love the story. I love the fact it's a sequel. I love the fact that, okay, this is a plus for Black and White than it is for Black and White 2 because they changed it a little bit. But I like the concept of the fact that we only had new monsters to deal with. Okay, I am actually on the side where when they did the Dex cut, I loved it. I actually prefer having less monsters in the game if they're better handled, better improvements to the Pokemon that we have, better balancing, a lot of stuff. I personally like it when there's less monsters to deal with, and Black and White was like there. That was like peak, like only new mons that you can catch until you get the National Dex. Brand new experiences, new. It all felt new. Okay, and while it did take me a bit to get accustomed to some of the designs, a lot of my favorites, right? If I were to like do like a top 100 Pokemon, there would be a lot of Gen 5 representation in there. Okay, like Gen 3, Gen 5, Gen 2, like it's like trifecta. Okay, I love a lot of the mods in Gen 5. The story is the fucking best in the franchise. In both, like black and white and the black and white 2. I think black and white 2 has the better story. But overall, as a package, they're fucking great. Ghetsis is an amazing villain because of the fact that it makes you like, yeah, they had him give like a twist where like, oh, he's just wanting to do this for his own gain and his own power and all this other shit. But realistically speaking, his mindset and what he was portraying to society is really like, it made you question whether being a Pokemon trainer was like a positive thing for the series. Like if it was a positive thing for you to be doing in the world, right? It made you question your morality of what it was to be a Pokemon trainer. Like, I love this concept. And the fucking fusions between Kyurem and you know, Zekrom and Reshiram, that was all cool. The cutscenes were great. Like, the N is a fantastic rival. There's so much I could gush about Gen 5. Like, the fucking, the what is it? Black City and the White Forest. Like, there's just so much amazing stuff in these games. There's so much. The fucking World Tournament in Black and White 2. Like, what the fuck are they called? The only knock against them will obviously probably be the dance recitals thing, whatever the fuck they were called. Because that was like a huge downgrade from contest, realistically speaking. We can all admit that. But everything else was great. You know, the fucking movies in Black and White 2 that you could create. There was just so much. There was so much content in these games that everything else just pales in comparison. And like I said, they have the best stories out of the entire franchise. Like, they peaked in Gen 5 for me, personally speaking. Even though they're not my favorites, because Gen 3 will always be, and I love Hoenn to death, I can objectively say that Gen 5 is the best generation. Hands down. Like, there's no contest. And it's the only time they've ever did this, and I really am upset that the fandom was so negative against these games, and they're just suddenly nowadays are like, you know what, Gen 5 wasn't that bad. They were never bad, okay? And now people are finally seeing it, and you have all these nostalgic baiters who are like, oh, Gen 5 is so great and all that stuff. Where were you when people were shit-talking this generation, okay? Where were these people at when people like me and some other people I know were just talking praises about these games, okay? Where were they then, okay? Because now you can't come out and say all this shit because I know for a fact you guys were the ones shitting on the games when they released, okay? So, I love Gen 5, okay? They're the best games in the franchise. They're not my favorite, but they are the best. But so we're ranking them by my favorites, okay? They're not like, if I were to put them in like the actual order, I think they're the best, and then obviously Black and White 2 would be at the top. And then right after this wondrous adventure that we had with Black and White and Black and White 2 and the Gen 5 cast and all that good stuff, and the best storyline, this peak of content, we come to like the bad fucking sheep of the fucking franchise. X and Y are hands down, I can't even talk because I'm just infuriated. Hands down, the worst games in the franchise. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Okay, I don't like Gen 6. A lot of people already know this. If you've been a fan of me, you should know this already. I don't like Gen 6. The only good thing that Gen 6 did for me is that it's the first time that now that I'm more into competitive and all this other stuff, and the fact that they made breeding a lot more simpler and getting your IVs and all that stuff and EV training and all that shit, is the first time I was actually like playing the games, but more for like the competitive aspect. So I actually was like team building and shit in the actual game. So like I only finished X through the story and then I was done. But I was playing mainly Y. So I have a lot of playtime in the game, but that's because I was breeding and EV training and all this other shit, which I never did before. Okay, so that's the only reason why I have so much playtime in Y. As opposed to like when I was playing Ruby and I never did any of that fucking competitive shit. I was just enjoying the games for what they were. But the games themselves were trash. Okay, they're the easiest games in the franchise. The story was the fucking worst. Okay, Lysander is a discount Cyrus who's already bad. Okay, you know what? I don't feel bad about this. I'm gonna put Platinum just one more up. Just I don't want to feel as bad putting it next to Gen 1. I put you one Fire Red. Make that, now that I do this, I think that's better. But yeah, like Lysander was ass. The Elite Four was garbage. Okay, the story was complete nonsense. The way, the fact that they just give you shit for free, right? You get two freaking megas, okay, 2 free megas, okay, because you get the Lucario and then your starter of choice, you know, with the Gen 1 starters. This is also the time when they started just pandering the fuck to Gen 1, which is when my disdain for Gen 1 really started coming in. I don't like Gen 1 as much as I used to nowadays because Game Freak just kept shoving that shit down our throats. And like the region itself, I don't like Kalos as a region. Okay, the whole like okay, people used to meme about and talk shit about Unova because it's like a fucking circle. Kalos is the same fucking way. It's literally just a circle around the fucking Lumios, and everything else doesn't fucking matter. Lumios is the center of everything, and there was so much stuff that was missed. Okay, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people are excited for Legends EA, because they didn't even try with these games. X and Y, they didn't even fucking try. Okay, because the problem with X and Y is that there's a lot of areas that were, you know, shown to us. There's a lot of stuff that was hinted at in the games that we never get to do or explore because they just cut it out of the game. They're like, oh, we're gonna probably do something with this. Like there's a specific spot where people are like, this is like a Volcanian maybe potential, you know, area. Like maybe we could do something there, but nothing happened with it. Fucking Zygarde didn't get to do anything because they didn't have his own game, right? And they didn't fit into the story. So the fact that they had to put it in the next fucking main series title, right? And then you had the fucking Hoopa shit, which never went into anywhere. So you had a bunch of crap that was put in this game that was just missed opportunities all around the board. Okay, hands down, the worst fucking games in the franchise. In my opinion, X and Y are the worst. Okay, and then speaking of that, okay, I feel bad doing this. Okay, or as Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if I'm gonna put them in order, they're gonna go like this because it's there was such a disappointment. Okay. You know, they're definitely better than Gen 4. My issue with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is they're my favorite. You know, Gen 3 is my favorite generation, right? So when the Gen 2 remakes came out, and they were amazing, okay, my hopes for Gen 3 remakes were at an all-time high. They were really high. I was very ecstatic. You know, it was back when I still had hope, right, for remakes, and when I still thought they were good, personally speaking. And let me just say, as soon as the Gen 3 remakes came out, I never wanted another remake ever again. So that can tell you how disappointed I was in them. Okay, they're not terrible games. Okay, realistically speaking, they're not terrible games. The only issue is that they took away a lot of the beauty that is in the original Ruby and Sapphire. Contests were neutered terribly. They really took a lot of the emergency of like the story. There was a lot of plot beats that didn't hit as hard. You get a free Mega Lottie, which was insulting, personally speaking. I don't think that was okay. And then you just get the other one if you downloaded an event ticket or some shit like that. And they also made them easier, personally. They're not as difficult as they were in the original. And maybe that's more like me, like, oh, I was younger, so I didn't know shit. But no, I can still go back to the originals, and I have to strategize when it comes to the original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald that I don't have to do for Oras. and like graphically it looks cool, right? Graphically it looks nice. Um, it's just I don't feel like these games really have the heart and soul, and I think one of the biggest slaps in the face, for me personally, as a fan of Gen 3. Um, if they weren't going to do the Battle Frontier, they should have at least done the Battle Factory. And when you get to a certain point in the game where you are in the area where the Battle Factory is supposed to be, they just put a little monument saying, "Oh, this is eventually soon we'll have the Battle Frontier here, or the Battle Factory here." Like it's literally coded in the game. There's a fucking sign that says "soon to be Battle Frontier" or Battle Factory. I don't remember which one it said. And then they just gave us the Battle Maison from X and Y, and I think that's a slap in the face because they started this trend of the Battle Factory, the Battle Frontier, all this stuff, and they took that away from us for the Battle Maison, which I think was a disgrace. Okay, we did not need anything like that from X and Y in these games. Okay, you already fucked up contest. The least you could have done was given us the fucking good, what is it? The good equivalent, which is the Battle Factory, instead of that crap. That's just insulting to me as a fan of the originals. That was not okay. And then, like I said, they just give you they technically give you 2 free megas because then you get like your starter, and then like the Megalotti, and I'm pretty sure you can get some other Megastones before you even get there. Like that's the only cool thing about them is the fact that some of the old models got new Mega Evolutions, which made them a little bit better. That they weren't in X and Y, but they were in RS, which is cool. And I do like the Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. I think they're fine. They look great. I love the concept behind them and the storylines that they came up with them and how this is like the original forms and this is what they were like back in the day. And then Rayquaza was so strong that he didn't even need to have a primal form. He's just there. He's like, I'm the man. And then he gets the fucking Mega because he eats a fucking meteorite. Fucking Rayquaza. Oh boy. But overall, there's a lot of bad things about these games. There really are. I do like a lot of things about the games. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the Dex Nav. I love the way you can keep track of berries way better than you could in the originals. And because they don't have the internal battery problem, then they can still keep going even if you don't play the games for a while. But it's just, I think it was a step down. I personally do. They could have been better, in my opinion. And then it started going downhill a little bit. Let's be honest. I didn't play. Oops. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, there it is. Putting them in order, bitch. They're all in fucking order. What the fuck over here? Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna do this. There. I can't even do that. I can't even put these games here because of the fact that I never finished them. Okay, I played. I never started. Okay. This is gonna go back to when these games were about to be released. Okay, I was in a very delicate state with the fandom. Okay, with being a Pokemon fan. So like we just got out of what I believe to be the worst generation, which is Gen 6. And really bad remakes for my favorite generation. So my affinity to the franchise was in really rough territory. Okay, and don't get me wrong, when they first revealed Sun and Moon, I was a little excited. You know, it's brand new generation, all this other stuff. But those initial trailers, I wasn't too happy with them. I didn't like the starters. I still, to this day, don't like any of them. Um, I can point back to the stream where I ranked all the starters for you all. And then I think the biggest blow to the face to me was when they announced the Rotom decks. X and Y was very handholdy, and Oras, while a little bit more challenging than X and Y, were very easy compared to the originals. And when I saw that they put on the bottom screen a talking map that tells you where to go and what to do, I lost it. Okay, I will admit it, I was not in the correct headspace for this. So when I was making videos like talking about the news of Sun and Moon, I was very negative. Okay, I was very upset. It was a bad time. Like, if you go back to those old videos, you're gonna see a man that was beaten down by the system. Okay, I was just talking so much crap about these games, and I told myself I wasn't gonna buy them. Okay, I literally said I'm not buying these games. Okay, I'm not buying Sun and Moon. I'm just not gonna do it. And I did it. Before Sun and Moon came out, I always pre-ordered my games. Okay, when I started buying them during the Gen 5. Okay, like the black and white and all that shit. I started pre-ordering my Pokemon games because by then I was getting money, right? So I didn't pre-order Sun and Moon. Okay, I was like, I'm not getting these games, so I didn't pre-order them. And what ended up happening for me is that, and this was me being weak. I will admit it. I made a video about it when it happened, but I was weak. Okay, how do I put it? I think Pokemon still had a strong hold on me when these games came out. And the problem with Sun and Moon is that I saw a lot of people talking about it. A lot of the content creators I follow were talking about these games and doing playthroughs and stuff like that. And I got swept up in it. Okay, so I think it was like 2 or 3 days after the game's released. I went out and I bought Sun and Moon. Okay, I made that mistake, and it cost me. Okay, it really did. So what ended up happening is that I bought the games, and at first I don't like Lunala and Solgaleo. Okay, well, I like Lunala a little more than I like Solgaleo. I don't even know how the fuck you say their names. But that's now. Before, I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just go with a fucking lion. So I played a little bit of Sun. I don't know how far I got. I haven't booted up the game since then, but I never finished the game. Okay, I never finished it because I didn't like them. I bought the games because of fucking my affinity to the fandom. Not even because I wanted the games. I bought them because of the hype around them, and I regret it. I still regret it to this day. Those games have been sitting there for ever since I bought them back in like 2017, and I've never beaten them. I never played them all the way through. So that's why I'm putting them. I've never played them because I never went through I never went through the journey of actually completing one of these games. So I can't judge them properly because of that. And so I never even opened Moon. Okay, I'm gonna put that right now. I never opened Moon, and I didn't finish Sun. Okay, so what happens when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon get announced? Okay, I was again skeptical. I was like, I don't know about any of this, and the trailers looked the same way as it did in the originals. There was a lot of problems with it. And then I think like the second to last trailer for the games came out, and they started talking about the Team Rocket stuff. The Team Rocket stuff, and like the Team Rainbow Rocket, and all the past villains showing up, and all this other crap. And I'm like, oh shit. And then like Metropolis, or where the fuck the extra wormhole places, and like the Crossman's like the villain of the game, and all this other shit. And Game Freak was like, this is our true vision of what Sun and Moon was supposed to be, but we weren't able to achieve it. But now it's all this enhanced shit, and chorus was gonna be in the game, and all this other like Easter eggs and like a bunch of. There was a lot of stuff that was, and like I said, this was like the second to last trailer of the games, and I was like, okay, one more time, just one more time. But this time, I made the conscious decision to be like, I ain't buying both no more, okay? Because by this time, because since I was the one buying the games, I was buying all the versions, okay? But I said to myself, I didn't even finish one version when I bought the originals. Ain't no fucking way I'm buying both again. So because I played through Sun, I said I'm gonna buy Ultra Moon, and I bought Ultra Moon, and the same shit happened again. I think I got farther than I did with Sun, but the fact that the fucking games were just the exact same, none of the shit that were in the trailers was happening, besides the fact that we saw like the Ultra Recon Squad people like near the beginning. Everything else felt the same. The Mantine surfing was okay. Like, it was like, whatever. But, like, fuck me. If I just said, what is this shit? Why am I replaying through the same crap I went through in Sun? Okay? This does not feel like whatever they said it was going to be. And the problem with Gen 7 is that the starting... the start of the game is such a hassle to get through. Okay, so the fact that I have to play this shit again turned me off. So I never finished the games. Okay, and to my credit, like I think it was like last year, I did reboot the game. Like I restarted and everything, but then I dropped it again. I don't even know where I am, and like there's just a lot of inconsistencies with me and these games. Okay, Gen 7 for me is like the black sheep of the franchise because they're the only games that I never actually went out of my way to finish, okay? They're such a slog to get through, okay? And I think the story is okay, but at this point, I'm just going to stick with the anime canon and not even bother with these games, okay? Maybe in the future, when I have the motivation... What's going on? Oh, that's reconnected, okay. Cool. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened there. That was weird, okay? So where were we? All right, Let's Go came out after Gen 7, and I didn't buy them. And this is what I mean. Where at this point, because of the mistake I made with Sun and Moon, I was a lot more careful with my purchases when it came to Pokemon. So I was seeing things. It froze. Is it back? Are we good? Because I know it said it disconnected on OBS, but then it connected again. So let me know if it's back, if it's good. Before I continue my tangent, I'll give you like, because there's always a small delay between YouTube. So it's back. Okay, perfect. So because I made that mistake with Sun and Moon, I stood my ground. I only bought one copy of the Ultra games. Okay, I said to myself, if I am not seeing something that interests me, I am buying. So when Let's Go came out and they were showing that shit, I said, fuck these games. Okay? They're definitely not for me. I ain't going back to Kanto with these fucking clowns. Whoever the fuck they are. Okay, that's not red. That's not blue. Who the fuck are these kids? I ain't dealing with none of that. So I said, I ain't buying the games. I didn't buy the games. Okay? The reason why I'm saying this is because this brought me into how I handled myself as a Pokemon fan going forward, okay? So because I actually stood my ground and I never purchased the Let's Go games, when Sword and Shield were announced, I did the same thing I did with the Ultra games. I'm like, I'm not buying both. So I bought Shield, and I loved Shield. Okay, this is my last hurrah. Okay, because by the time the Generation 8 came out, this is where I was in the fandom. Okay, I said, like I said, this is me. I said, okay, I hated Gen 6. The remakes for Omega, Oras was a downgrade from the originals. I didn't finish Sun and Moon. I didn't finish Ultra Moon. I didn't buy Let's Go. So, forgive me if I say, I thought I was done with Pokemon. I thought that was it. I thought I'm never playing Pokemon again, right? I'm not enjoying the games anymore, okay? You know, all this stuff, like, I'm still, like, over here reminiscing about the fact that Gen 5 is peak Pokemon and every subsequent game is trash and garbage and I don't like it and all this other stuff, and, like, maybe I just outgrew Pokemon, you know? So I said to myself, this is my last hurrah, okay? I am giving Pokemon one last chance to make me fall in love with the franchise again. Okay? One more chance. And I was talking mainly about the games. The anime, I loved the Sun and Moon anime, so I was gonna watch the anime regardless. Okay, but at least in terms of the games and like the main series house, because the spin-offs are always relatively okay. Okay, I have more faith in the spin-offs than I do in the main series. That was my mindset. So it's like I'm just gonna be a spin-offs player and like the anime, and that's that. Okay, so I said Shield was gonna be my last main series title. If I didn't like it, I'm done with the main series. Okay, that was my stance. And oh my god, okay, I know people hate Gen 8. Okay, I know that people hate Dexit. Okay, I know people were upset about Dexit. I know the DLC stuff is like, why? And I know a lot of people don't like Gen 8 and the way it runs and the graphics and all this shit. But my god, if I didn't have some of the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game in Shield, okay? Shield is the reason why I'm still playing these games, okay? I'm going to be honest. Shield is the only reason why I'm still playing Pokemon to this day, okay? The fact that I love the characters in the game, the fact that I love the gym. Hop is like one of the best rivals in the franchise. Like, oh my god, they handled him so well. The way they intertwine like the professor into your story, like which is Sonia, they had her participate in the actual story, and she wasn't just stuck in the what the fuck is it called, the lab the whole time. Like she's like this adventure chick, and like the champion is related to your rival, and like they intertwine all these characters together. Like the 8th gym leader is like the champion's rival from way back when, is also part of the group with Sonia, and they were like the trio that went out on adventures and all the other shit. Like the way they intertwine so many characters, and Marnie is related to like the 7th gym leader, and like there's just so much cool stuff. Like Nessa, which is the 2nd gym leader, is tied to Sonia, and like the Opal, which gives her gym off to Bede, who's your rival. Like there's so much fun stuff. The only problem with Generation 8, and I have said this ad nauseum, is Rose sucks ass as the villain. Like he does not work as a villain because what he did doesn't even make sense. I feel like they focus so much on the world building part of Sword and Shield, right? And the way the hero's journey and the fucking Station and Zamazenta and how they worked, and how realistically speaking the original hero wasn't even a person, it was these two guys, and like the way Eternatus works and how it creates the Dynamax phenomenon and this shit. Like there was so much cool shit with the world of Galar that I think they forgot. They forgot to give Rose a competent villain backstory. Like we all knew he was the bad guy from the moment the games were introduced, right? Everybody and their mom was like, yeah, Rose is gonna be the villain. Okay, this guy's the villain of the game. Everybody knew that. And like I was just back here sitting like, couldn't you handle this better? Okay, like you could have just made Eternatus the bad guy and like have Rose like find out about it, like, you could have written this plot way better by having Rose not be the bad guy, but like be involved in the like the bad part of the game, like I want to say villain because Pokemon are never villains. Okay, we can never say that, but like, okay, here's how I would have done it. Okay, this is how I I personally would have handled the storyline of Sword and Shield when it comes to like the finale. Okay, Rose is building this future of Galar, right? All these companies that do so much shit for Galar are owned by Rose, okay? And Oleana with his secretary is always keeping track of everything, right? Leon is a champion, okay? Bede is related to Rose because Rose picked him as the trainer for the championship and all this other shit. And then Leon endorses you the trainer, and Hop. And like Leon is still cool with Rose, and Rose likes Leon, and all this stuff, right? All this build up is cool. I love the intertwined relationships between all these characters, okay? Have Rose find out about Eternatus, okay? He knows that Eternatus is the problem, but he's hiding it. He's hiding the fact that this beast is here, and it could cause a havoc, right? Because his whole goal is like, oh, Galar is gonna plummet into darkness in like 3,000 years. I don't even fucking remember how long he said, but it was way in the future, right? That's where the problem lies. I think he should have known that Eternatus at this point is like building its energy, and it could burst at any second. Okay, and he's trying to contain it. He is doing a lot of shit in the background, right? And there's some shady stuff happening that surrounds him as a person, right? And then Leon gets a little fishy and suspicious, like, what's going on? Rose is being a little fishy. Like, Rose ends up doing something that causes something else to go wrong, and the people start looking at him and like, what is this? What's going on? So like we get that thing of like, since since us as fans already expect him to be the bad guy, you could have made a twist there, okay? Where shit starts going awry and people are blaming Rose, right? So he's seen as the bad guy by, the actual in-game people, right? And then us as viewers are like, wow, this guy's fucked up, right? And then we find out that the Eternatus is the one that's causing all this mayhem and shit happening, and Rose is the one that was trying to keep it at bay, right? And then like, it gets to a point where he's really trying his best and he's doing all shit, right? To try to like get back on, like, he's not like trying to get back on the graces of the people, but he's like, I need to do something here to make sure that this giant ass monster doesn't come out and destroy Galar, okay? Even though it's supposed to happen way in the future in his mind, the fact that there's so much Dynamaxing happening currently in the region because of the championship and Leon is doing all this other shit, right? And he's battling so much and he's doing a lot of Dynamax stuff. The Dynamax dungeons are appearing everywhere, right? And all this shit's happening. The Eternatus is constantly being fed with the particles, right? The Dynamax particles is constantly like being absorbed by Eternatus, and Rose can't contain it, and Eternatus bursts out, right? And then people find out Rose has been protecting the fucking region this whole time, right? And then has to come to you, the player, for help. And then he's like, Leon, I'm sorry, like I didn't want you to find out about this because I've been trying to contain this shit, right? And then Leon's like, I'm so sorry that I misjudged you. I thought you were doing all this stuff, right? And that just improves the story like tenfold, right? They should have just had that, make Rose the plot twist good guy, right? And Eternatus is now here causing havoc, and then you as the protagonist have to go with Hob to find the Sword and Shield, which is Zacian and Samazenta, to defeat Eternatus, because you hear and learn about the story and all this other shit, right? And at some point you can even sprinkle in the story hints of what Eternatus is, but not really know what it is, right? So when the reveal happens at the end, you're like, what the fuck is this thing, right? And then Leon's like, he can't battle Eternatus, he's having problems, like, even though he's the champion, he's really trying really hard. And then you and Hob come in with the relic heroes, with Zacian and Zamazenta, and then Sonya comes in with the rusted sword and the rusted shield and gives it to you, the trainer, and to Hop, and then you give it to the Pokemon, and then they transform, and then you fight this big ass boss battle with alternatives, you and Hop, and all this other shit. Like, picture that, okay? This would have made these games way better, okay? I am over here on a tangent because I think this is the only problem with these games is Rose as a villain doesn't work because his motivation is dumb. Because the thing he's concerned about is years away, right? It's not even gonna be like his grandkid. Like, this is like maybe like 10 generations after him that they're gonna have to deal with this shit. You can, leave something for them, but there's no reason for you to rush something that's gonna happen in 10,000 years or however long it was. I know I exaggerated. I said 30,000 earlier, 1,000 something. I don't remember exactly how long it was. I'm just saying that the plot doesn't work for an issue that's nowhere near us. Okay, if they had gone with what I said, okay, I'm just saying that could have been a way better way to handle the plot of Sword and Shield and made like Rose not be like a bad guy. Okay, I don't think he was a bad guy. I just feel like he was the weak villain because his reasonings are flawed and a bunch of shit like that. So that was a lot of talking. But it is true. It is what it is. But I loved everything else. Everything else. I love all the characters. I loved all the other characters. I love the rival. Hop is definitely like one of the best rivals in the series. I love Marnie. I love Bede. The gym leaders were great, and everything else was cool. I really liked it. And honestly, I'd rather have a $30 DLC than an extra game with the same story, which is what Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were. And I actually really liked the Isle of Armor with the whole Urshifu stuff, and the Crown Tundra. It was okay. I didn't mind it. It was fine. But yeah, so that's it for Generation 8. And then next up we have the ones I never played. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Who the fuck likes those again? Oh, I didn't like Diamond and Pearl to begin with. You want me to play the remakes even though you fucked up my remakes? Nah, son. No. I am buying this garbage. On top of the fact that you gave me one of the fucking best games in the franchise, Legends Arceus. So I'm putting it up there. Like I said, I didn't play BDSP because, like I said, I didn't like Gen 4 to begin with. So why the fuck would I play the remakes of them if they already fucked up the remakes of my favorite generation? And not only that, they looked like ass. And there's a lot of problems with these games. A lot of technical issues that people were experiencing and a bunch of stuff. Like, people are complaining about Scarlet and Violet, but from what I hear, these games were terrible. Buggy messes. Like, fuck. Ugh. So I'm glad I didn't buy them. Now, Arceus was a godsend. Like, pun intended, because Arceus is like the god of the Pokemon universe. I love this game, okay? It's a completely different, mainline title, right? Because it's not the usual that we have, right? It's not like going out and, facing some trainers and some gyms or in Sun and Moon's case, like the totems. Right? It's a completely different mechanic. Like, instead of battling, you're catching. The strong and agile style I thought was cool, even though it could have been better implemented, obviously. And I kind of wish there were a couple more trainer battles. But it was great. I felt every time I caught a Pokemon, it was great. I loved it. I loved the mechanic of it. It was wonderful. This is the first time and the only time I've ever completed the dex. So that's how fun the catching mechanic was in this game. All the sneaking around shit, which is why I'm kind of excited a little bit about Legends ZA, even though I hate Gen 6. I hope they don't fuck it up. I need to see more stuff before I commit myself to get in the game, though. But I had a pleasant time playing through Arceus. Like, I caught all the unknowns, right? I did everything in this game that there was to do. And I completed the Pokédex. And it was great. It was a fun game, right? It was amazing. And definitely deserves to be up there with one of the greats. And then finally, I didn't play Scarlet. Listen, okay, I'm gonna put it above Shield for now, but I'm still debating which of the two I like the most. Okay, I like the characters in Sword and Shield more than I do in Scarlet and Violet, but I love the story and the world of Scarlet and Violet more than I like the story of Sword and Shield, right? So, for example, okay, Arvin, my boy Arvin, is like one of the best storylines in the history of the game. Okay, I love his story. Okay, I am a huge Arvin fan. I can't wait for them to show him off in the anime. Okay, I hope they really do him, solid. I love Penny's storyline. Okay, she was great. The whole Team Star stuff was interesting. The concept behind them was interesting. We got fucking Nimona. Nimona and the Gym Leader Challenge is literally the weakest part of this game. Okay, the one concept that has been consistent alongside the rest of the series for the past 9 generations. Okay, well 8 since we're only counting, Gen 9 as like the starting point. 8 prior generations, and they somehow managed to fuck it up. Okay, none of the gym leaders are memorable except for, like I said, Kofu is like my man because I love the way they handled him, and Iono. Okay, and Iono is only like that because she's popular and she has a certain zest to her because she's like this fucking celebrity and she's a content creator and a streamer and all this other shit. So like it connects to the people nowadays. Okay, and like the only other gym leader I always talk about is Bracius, and that's because they showed him off to be a fucking sadist in the fucking trailers, and his fucking son Flora surrendering, and you're like, the fuck? That's weird, Bracius, you're a fucking creep. Okay, that's the only reason I remember his ass. But like, realistically speaking, only 2 gym leaders I even give a fuck about, and that's Kofu and Iono. And like the gym challenges, okay, they range from this was interesting to what the fuck is this? Okay, some of those gym challenges were complete garbage. Some of them were interesting, but like at the end of the day, that whole plot line was so boring, and I hate Nimona in it. Okay, Nimona is like, I still stand by that. I think Nimona is one of the weakest rivals. Okay, I was talking about this in my last stream that I did last weekend, where I said, well, wasn't. No, I think it was one of the videos. I don't remember when I said it. I said sometime that Nimona I don't consider the worst rival. Okay, I don't think she's the worst rival in the history of the franchise, but she's down there. Okay, she's really bad. The problem is, and I see a lot of people, and I don't agree with this narrative that people are putting out there. It was like, oh, you just hate you hate him because she's a girl. Like if this was Ash. Ash is literally the same way, and all this shit. Listen, the problem isn't the fact that it's a female Ash, because she's not even that. The problem with Nimona is the fact that they show her off to be like this ultra powerful like character, right? She's like champion level trainer, right? She's the student council president of the school, and she's your rival for the gym trainer storyline, right? And she's never there. You rarely interact with her during that storyline, and then you only batter her like twice. And you're like, you're supposed to be my rival, and I'm barely battling you at all. And the times that you do show up, you're talking about wanting to battle me, and then you don't do it. And then on top of that, you're just over here like, what's the? I want to say the correct term here, but like, you're over here diminishing my skills by saying, oh, well, I'm not even, if I battle you, I wouldn't even use my real team because you're just starting out. Like, bitch, tone it down. Like, get that ego in check. Okay, I beat your ass with my hands tied behind my back, right? Like, I just hate the fact that they really pushed her to be like this amazing, awesome trainer. And half the story, she's literally downplaying you, saying that, oh, if she really was trying, she would whoop your ass the next Sunday. And you're like, then do it, bitch. Like, I want a challenge. Like, I honestly just dislike the fact that I said it whenever I mentioned this. I don't remember if it was the stream or one of the reviews. Nimona is irrelevant and boring. That's like a double whammy that we shouldn't have. Like, why are you, as my rival, boring as fuck and then irrelevant in your own fucking plotline? Okay? So, that's like the reason why I'm like always flip-flopping between, Gen 9 and Gen 8 because I love the characters in Sword and Shield more than I like the characters in Scarlet and Violet. But Arven and Penny's storyline and the fucking Era Zero stuff is so fucking good. Okay? It really helps like flesh out the world of Paldea to such an extent that wasn't present in Galar. Okay? So like it's always a toss-up. I love the characters in Sword and Shield way more than I like the characters in Scarlet and Violet, but I love the way the story is handled and all the stuff that happens with Arven, Penny, the Professor, Clavel, fucking Penny, and Team Star stuff. Like, all that is just elevated so much and then gets, like, dragged down by the fucking Nimona storyline. And I haven't even played the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, okay? So I don't even know what the fuck the land of Kitakami, with what the fuck is it called? I forget what the plot of what the name of the first DLC is. And like the Blueberry Academy and such awesome stuff over there, whatever the fuck. I haven't played any of that, so like this is also kind of incomplete because I haven't played the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. But I hear a lot of people really like them, which is also going to be conflicting because, like I said, I like the Isle of Armor in Sword and Shield, and I thoroughly enjoy my time with the Crown Tundra. I'm just like hesitating just a little bit about getting the DLC for Scarlet and Violet because there are a lot of technical flaws of the games. Okay, like I've had bugs since the day one. So it's toss right now. I'll give it a toss up to Violet, but I'm gonna be honest. Depending on my mood or the day, Shield could be above it. Just it all depends. Okay, because like the worst part about both games is that this is what I have to balance. Do I dislike Rose's storyline more than I dislike Nimona? Or do I dislike Nimona more than I dislike Rose? So that's why there's always a toss-up between the two. But I think that's it. That's pretty much my ranking. I'm not going to share this. This is for you guys. The stream people get to see this. My Twitter people, catch my stream next time, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to post this. The starters, that one was fun. That one was cool. But this one, nah. Honestly, I could do some last minute changes, realistically speaking, but like I don't think there's anything else. I might as well put this over this, right, and this over this. It's like the most I could do. Never played any of these, right? These were okay. This goes above that. I think that's it. Honestly. I think that's it. That's pretty much it. I think that's a good place to stop the stream. I guess if you're watching the playback, feel free to leave in the comments your rankings for this stuff, right? And Maybe if you feel like it, like talk shit about me, right? What the fuck? Like I love the engagement. Okay, I love people talking about their favorites and how I'm wrong. Okay, I used to fight against the X and Y people back when I was reviewing the series. I didn't want to back down. Fight me for my opinions in the comments. But I think that's gonna be it. There's not much else to say. Emerald is my goat. Forever will be. Black and White 2, always the best games in the series. Legends Arceus, fantastic game. I really hope Legends ZA is as good as Arceus was. And then Ruby, I'm debating whether it's, no, I think Ruby stays. I would put it in favorites just because of how like impactful Ruby was to me, but like I don't know. I'm hesitant to put it up there because Emerald is right there, you know. But I think that's gonna be it. Next stream, my wife said I should do them twice a week, so you're gonna get 2 streams. But tomorrow, I'm gonna do a follow up to the Emerald stuff. I just need to come up with a new layout because obviously the layout doesn't work anymore because the campaign's done, so I can't use the campaign thingy anymore. But what I'm hoping for, is that when I'm gonna check to see if I can still use the app for the catching stuff that we did, so that I can at least keep that part of the layout. But everything else is just I'll have to work around it. I'll have to fill it in somehow. But I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you all for coming back. I do want to apologize for all the issues we had today. Okay, I don't know why my stream decided to lag like there's no tomorrow, but hopefully it's been working okay. And then next week, or not next week, tomorrow when we play the game again, I hope it's working just fine. And then so we have that tomorrow, and I'm also gonna be watching because the episode isn't out yet. The episode 47 isn't out yet. Well, I haven't checked that again. Actually, I checked it earlier and it wasn't available. Let me check if it's still there. It's now there. Pokemon Horizons. Let me see. If it's there, then I'll definitely be watching it tomorrow. And hopefully have the review out for... No, see, it's still not uploaded where I watch it. So what I'm going to do is check tomorrow morning to see if it's there so that I can watch it and then review it for you all in the afternoon. So that because like I said, I caught up with you all, you know, with the people. So, and I really loved the first episode coming back. I was really excited about it. Had a lot of fun with it. So I'm hoping to get that video out for you all tomorrow. If the episode's not in the website I use tomorrow, then I'll watch it Sunday because by then it'll definitely be up. And then have the review out for you guys Sunday. And then next week we are gonna do the favorite anime stream discussions. I'm gonna see if anybody wants to join from the crew. You know, some of the people from Discord. If you are in the Discord, feel free to join. I'll probably open up a chat for it, and then people can go in and talk about it. And I'll just leave it open. If not, that'll just be me gushing about my favorite anime. And then another episode of the Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald will happen. And then the week after that, so we're talking about the weekend of the 3rd of May. So somewhere 3rd of May, 4th of May, one of those 2 days. I still don't know which way I'm going to do it. It is the ranking of the main protagonists of the Pokemon anime. That one is going to be fun. I will... I am going to ruffle some feathers for that one. I know for a fact. People will not be happy with me. The only thing I don't know, and I might make a poll about this before the stream happens, is Do I rank Ash as an individual per saga, or do I just rank him as a whole? But like I said, I'll post a community post for that. Probably the Monday before the stream happens. And then I'll get that set. Because I don't think... I couldn't find a template for it. So I'm going to make my own for the stream. I already have all the pictures downloaded that I need to. It's just Ash is the only one that's missing. And I want to know how you guys want me to handle that one. Because I do either one. I can objectively I can objectively rank Ash either individually per saga or combine him completely into one character and judge him based off of that. So that's gonna be it for the stream. I saw the emotes for the hearts. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with the Pokemon Emerald Let's Play. Gotta catch them all. I think that's it, right? I'm pretty sure we're good. I'm gonna leave it off there. Okay. It's been a long night, but I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Like I said, if you're watching the playback, feel free to comment your favorite mainline titles and stuff like that, and we'll go from there. So this has been your boy Source of Croxton. Wait, that's not how my outro goes, is it? No, this has been your host Source of Croxton, and I'll see you guys in future videos, streams, shorts, and everything in between.